I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for it.
Week 2 is in the books, and it was not a fun week for me. I got beat up by some He-She's, and that's never a good time. However, week 2 is in the books, and here we go. We are going to recap House Rules Fantasy Football League. What happened in our previous week? Let's just get right into it. As I was saying, the He-She's put a hurting on me. Jalen Hurts putting up some serious points for Gabe here, along with Cortland Sutton, and my players just did not show up. I mean, my highest score was Mike Williams, and that was one of the first games of the day, putting up 25.3 with his old broken cartilage rib quarterback who toughed it out. And kudos to Herbert. Like, he really did put it in there in that fourth quarter after getting so injured, and now he's day-to-day. So we'll see what happens. Ultimately, though, I took a big L here. DJ Chark laid the goose egg for me. Gabe passed it on, so there I am with 0 points with DJ Chark. 93.16 points overall for touchdowns against 125.42 with Gabe's the He-She's. Now, like I said, that was a very rough start to me, but let's go ahead and move on to the next game. Dr. Football here pulling out the win, and I mean a massive ass whooping. 157.72 over 70.36 against Alex's Kamara's Fight Club. He kind of looked like Kamara himself because he was out there with just nothing happening for him. I mean, that was a rough game as well. Let's see, Lamar Jackson. Oh my God, dude put up over 50 freaking points. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And then to have Mark Andrews, his tight end, to gain over 25, you already know that's not going to be a good day for whoever the opponent is. Alex, his highest score was 16 points with Sanders. So, I mean, he really didn't have much really going off for him. Nobody really showed up. And I know the feeling, Alex, I feel for you. But once again, an L in the books for Alex, and I'm with you, man. I have no win, so how do you think I feel? Tier does not so, coming in at 168.10 against Captain Winky at 133.58. John here had Patrick Mahomes, which wasn't even really the story here. Why don't you look right here in the middle? St. Brown putting up over 36 points. Jalen Waddle putting up over 36 points. Aaron Jones putting up over 34 points. Just bing, bang, boom. John had a nice little game coming out here and ends up taking over first place in the league, and we'll get into that in a little bit when we go over the standings. But wow, John's team, man, this is fucking ridiculous. How do we let him draft this? But Captain Winky, Alex, of course, Josh Allen had a great showing on Monday night, over 33 points, but unfortunately, besides Bill's defense, that was the only other thing that showed up for him in this game. So, man, we got to put a stop to John sometime soon. Touchdown there. Paul, our reigning champion, did not pull out the win here. 112.38 against Devontae Lewis Christian, 135.18. Christian here had, Stephon Diggs. Of course, we saw that. He had 3 touchdowns, man. This dude went off 43 plus points. And his Buccaneers defense against the New Orleans Saints putting over 31. When your defense is putting up that many points, it's hard to stop a team like that. And Paul didn't do bad. Kyler Murray had over 25 points. Christian Kirk had over 22. Everybody else is pretty okay. Hawkinson really didn't do much for him with only 4 points. And DK just, I don't want to get into it. Anyways, however, Paul took the loss here. Congrats to the Christian here. Devontae Lewis getting that win, 135.18. Our next game, which is what I thought was going to be the game of the week. They're projected to be so close. Vic's Smash team against the Dongan Dragon Tales of Brett English. 135.46 for Vic and 111.46 for Brett. Joe Burrow didn't do too much for Vic, but of course, Cup came out and just got plenty of yards, plenty of points, and the Nick Chubb putting up a bunch of points over here, over 30 for Vic. Really kind of steadied out and got him that win. Of course, the 49ers D against the Seahawks putting up over 20. Definitely gave him a little boost there. Justin Herbert for Christian, got over 26 points. Like I said, man, dude's a dog. He got it in there. He fought for it, and he put up a good amount of points. Christian McCaffrey, hey, he hasn't gotten hurt yet. there you go. I hope I didn't jinx it. And then Tyler Lockett putting up over 19. But overall, a great showing, just not enough to take out that Smash team. And then the overall, what I believe was the game of the week. This came down to the wire with Quay and Flynn, 50 pinball, 106.23, lost by 3 points to the Beazles Vaccines of Flynn Tally. Now, Tom Brady was nothing to talk about during that. He didn't even get 10 points. However, Tyreek Hill is still reeking even down in Miami. He goes from Patrick Mahomes to Tua Tagovailoa, or however the hell you want to say the dude's name. Anyways, Tua touchdown, okay? That's what you need to call this dude, because he put up some massive points in that comeback win over the Baltimore Ravens. That's no easy feat. So this was amazing for him to do that. I wonder who's going to get him on waivers. Quay, his team didn't do bad. I mean, nobody really outperformed or did anything crazy, nothing over 20 points, and that's really what kind of lost them for him. But, I mean, good job for Flynn. I mean, that's a really close game. And if you look through all these games, there's only one game where there's a player who didn't score more than 35 points. Everybody, not every team, but every game had at least a player putting up over 35 points. So, wow, what a week of football. Let's see what we're getting ourselves into. Let's go over some accolades for the week, and let's take a review at the poor coaching decisions. 50 Pinball here left 45.91 points on his bench overall. That's the greatest amount of points sitting on somebody's bench. However, Devontae List did leave Carson Wentz on his bench, that's about 30 points that he left sitting out there. Now let's do some congratulatory things. Dr. Football, Mike, he had the highest scoring bench, and that's a lot of depth there that he has working around. However, he also had the top player in Lamar Jackson, and Mike with Dr. Football also overdid his projections by almost 60 points, which just goes to show you never can go off projections. I mean, this dude was slated to lose, and he put up over 60. Now, of course, that's almost all right there with Lamar Jackson going off, but it is what it is, man. So congratulations on all the winners in week 2, and then my condolences because I'm there with you and all the losers of week 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at our standings. Now, if you want to take a look down here, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Brett English is sitting in 12th place. Your fearless leader, Thatcher Downs, is sitting in 11th place. Not a good place to be, but that will change. Captain Winky is in 10th. Gabe and the Heshis is sitting there in 9th place. 50 Pinball is right there at 8. Then they move right into Flynn, 7, rounding out the bottom. Now, our last year's champion, Paul, with the touchdown there, is in 6th place. Camara's Fight Club is in 5th place, somehow with only 179 overall points, which is the lowest in the league. So that's just for goddamn ridiculous. Above him in 5th place is Christian with the Vontae List. We got Dr. Football, Mike Grace sitting at 3rd place. Vic went down to 2nd, and in 1st. Tiered is not so. John Killinger, you dirty bastard, with your highest scoring points in the league right now, 292.5. Damn, that is crazy. Anywho, let's look on to week 3. Now, week 3, we're going to start off here with Dr. Football going against touchdown there. So Mike Grace going against Paul Nips. Paul is projected right now 104.54 going against Mike Grace at his 107.71. Our next game is going to be 50 Pinball against the Dungan Dragon Tails. Brett is projected 104.37 and Quay's 107.71. Two close matchups right there. Gabe's Heshis, 107.71, is going to go against our number 1 and most scoring top tier, John Killinger, and the tier does not so, who is projected 115.58. And this is actually the biggest gap projection-wise in all of our games right here. It's about 8 points. Everybody else is within like 3 or 4. So we're going to see what happens and watch all these games very closely. Alex's Camara's Fight Club, 107.71, and Devontae List, 104.65. This will be a good game to watch as well. Of course, Alex hasn't gotten a win, and then Christian is 1-1. I mean, we're still very early in the year, so anything can happen. Victor 107.71 going against Flynn Zabiesel's Vaccines, who's currently projected at 102.42. Now, of course, waivers went through today, so we don't know who everybody's going to actually put in. Of course, injuries can happen between now and tomorrow, and then Sunday and Monday. So who knows what our actual projections or who you're actually going to start is. And then, of course, rounding it out, Touch of Downs 107.71. That's like the third 107.71 projected points going against Captain Winky 104.17. And if I lose again, I will have the worst case of hemorrhoids that you will ever see. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time to stick with me this week. Please fill out your comments. Let me know what you think about the show. I'm enjoying doing this, and I hope you guys are enjoying watching it. Until next week, my friends, house rules, baby.